Hey, what is going on, you guys? It's Epic here and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today, you little bastards, we're crowning off our Storm series with, as promised, a Borderlands 3 Storm only build. The name of the build is Blue Screen Amara, and as it should be, because this build will make your screen turn blue in an instant when you use it. It only uses one gun and one gun only, and that is the Storm, the God tier Storm. We're going to start off with the gear only because we don't have much of it. The first one, as I've said, is the Storm. We've got the 150/90 Anoint here. This is pretty much interchangeable. You can go with 125 Splash, you can go with Kill Stack. Two Anoints which I really like using, but 150/90 I feel is the best choice, since 90% of the time when using this build we are one-shotting everything in our path. So 150/90 is what I like to go with. Feel free to change that up on your end. Next up, I'm using the Infernal Wish for an additional projectile. We're running this with the ASE Corrosive Anointment. Now, you can take pretty much any anointment on your shield here, but I would recommend an ASE element for Harmageddon. So for me, I tend to go with ASE Corrosive, but ASE Cryo also works. And then for my grenade here, I of course got the Stormfront. You can use any grenade, but yeah, I've got a Stormfront here and I use ASE Rad. So we've got two ASE elements. This is going to help with Harmageddon a lot. But moving on into our class mod, we're running the Phasezerker. I'm spec'd heavily into weapon damage, action skill cooldown rate, and sniper damage. This is going to allow us to get our grasp up super often. It's going to make for quicker kills on enemies. The mobbing sections will just not take long at all with this. It is a great class mod. Alternatively, if you don't have a Phasezerker, another great alternative is the Death's Blessings. We actually went over this on stream a few days ago, showing that the Death's Blessings is actually a super good class mod. So if you want to use that instead of Phasezerker, go ahead, but one of those will do. Now into our artifact, we're running the Maliwan Company Man for as many bonuses into our sniper rifle as possible. Crit damage, Maliwan damage, and as you can see our passives, we have more elemental damage. All of this is just going to help us deal an insane amount of damage to enemies. You can switch those passives out for other things if you wish, but I'm not worried about getting them too perfect. I'm really happy with the role I've got as it is. Now, a full location list for all of the items in this build is in the description, and additionally on screen now you can see the skill tree to copy down into your game. I really tried my best to spec this build for as much action skill damage as possible, as Ties That Bind is the name of the game here. It's what's pretty much going to carry us through every single scenario, along with the impact of the Storm. And something I also want to do in this build video, which we don't do often enough, is show you how this build performs with no kind of special setup or anything. I'm just going to go in here and run it like I would a typical Maliwan. The great thing about having ASE elements is that it's going to add a lot of extra damage onto your Storm shot. I'm going to proc them here just by getting a kill on this Ratch, and then with this first gate enemy, you'll see that in one shot it takes it down, and then the Remnant Orb can do some work for us as well if we need it to. But this really is just a plug and play build. There's not much work that really needs to go into it for the damage. It's just using your grasp to get enemies up in the air, abusing Ties That Bind to take them all out, and continuing on just like that. I would love to spend longer telling you guys about it, but there's really not too much to say. It is one of the more simple Amara builds because we have no crazy kind of interaction going on here. It's just flat out damage all around, and as you can see, it also drops your frames considering how much is going on. You can see why we call it Blue Screen Amara. Now, another thing I'll quickly go and show you guys here is what this does to the Kraken. We don't really have our ASEs fully procced, but I don't think it's going to matter that much, so we're going to grasp the enemy next to it, and just like that, the Kraken is down. Very simple, doesn't take a lot of work at all. The idea when making this build was to make it just as accessible as possible for people. I tried to use as little DLC gear as I could. I know we kind of failed on that with the Infernal Wish and the Company Man, but for the gun, which is going to be your main source of damage, the Storm is going to do absolutely fantastic as is. And then for our skill tree, I'm sure you know, like, this is pretty much your standard Amara gun damage build. There's nothing too crazy here, but it gets the job done, so I don't see a reason why we should go above and beyond trying to make it stand out. It does the job, and I think you guys are really going to love it. As always, the save is in the description if you want to download it on PC, as well as the drop list of items, which we also include as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed this build. Let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. And also don't forget to use code ENDGAME at the G Fuel checkout to save yourself some money on some sweet fucking gamer fuel, and also you can use code ENDGAME at the Manscaped checkout to save some money as well. Until next time, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.